out of the blue.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Campus Cuts, a multicultural, intergenerational podcast talk show that brings together students, entrepreneurs, faculty members, and all people, community members from all walks of life to chop it up in the virtual barbershop. Today, I got a special guest. I have a dear friend, somebody that is a multifaceted creator, a creative, a scientist, an investor, an entrepreneur. When we think about Pharrell, Gambino, Tyler, or something like, Lil Plus London. We talk about somebody who is changing the game. He's changing the culture. He's intelligent, handsome. He used to be called a Fresh Prince. But shout out to my brother, Bisi Otulana, man. I just want to say thank you so much for coming to the show. I am an admirer of your work and your presence and everything that you do, man. So thank you again for jumping up. This is a long time coming, bro.
Long time. Thank you for having me, first and foremost. Thank you for the kind words. But we've been trying to plan this for a minute, like a long minute. So I'm glad to be on the show. Glad to be here.
Yeah. Okay, for some reason, you're looking like you're a little bit frozen, bro. Can you see? Can you move?
Am I frozen? Yeah, no, I'm good. At first, you were frozen, but I think it's stabilized. Is it good right now?
Okay. I can't see you. I'm gonna remove you real quick from the stream, and I'm gonna put you back in. Okay. I see black.
I said he sees black. What about now?
Man, I can't see you, bro. Oh my gosh.
Still.
No, I can't. Bro, the devil's a lie.
Wait. Well, that's insane. Wait, let me check something. Let me check something real quick.
Usually, guys, this is technically sound, but of course, there we go. Now I see you. Oh,
now it's good. Is it?
Okay. Let's see.
Wait.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Okay. I can see you. I got you.
Live and
I got
direct?
you.
Live and
yes,
no,
live and direct.
No, nothing. Okay, bet.
There we go. Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, bro. But yeah, man. Apologies for the technical difficulties right there, team. Up to the audience, but we're grateful that y'all still sticking through us right there. I'll edit that in the audio version. Y'all seeing it live and direct?
Yeah. You know how we do.
Bro, of course, it'd be like that. Everybody has experience like that. If it's COVID-19, bro, y'all already know that all the big studios, all the big producers have experienced some sort of technical difficulty. So it's A-okay. But yeah, bro, like, again, thank you so much for joining, being part of the show, bro. While I thought this would have been done while you were in Waco before you graduated, life happened. And of course, COVID-19 happened. But you know what? Just because it's delayed doesn't mean it's denied. And honestly, this is the perfect time, bro. Everything is on the right time.
Exactly. Everything's on the right path. Been a long time coming. But I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, bro. All right, man. So, of course, I was able to introduce you, but I want you to introduce yourself. What is your name, your year, your major, your occupation, and in your hometown? And after that, we'll continue to dive in.
Okay. What's up, guys? My name is Bisi Otulana. I am like Tanaka introduced me. I am from Houston, Texas. Nigerian, born and raised. Occupation, I'm currently in grad school at NYU studying biology, specifically recombinant DNA technology and with the emphasis on bioinformatics. I also am a partial owner of Paramount Trading Group and on the exec board for Paramount Holding Group that just was launched a few weeks ago. So just doing a lot of things.
Bro, first of all, congratulations on that. That is so huge. I don't think people really understand like the power and the significance of the fact that you guys One, for co-founded a movement. First of all, congratulations! Over 5,000 people, over 5,000 followers on Instagram, over 2,000 plus active in your Discord community. We're going to dive into a little bit of that. And now y'all have leveraged your brand and leveraged your way to continue to create a private equity capital firm.
Appreciate it.
I don't think, guys, if you do not know how significant that is, you don't even have to be in business or even have an understanding of venture capital or private equity. These guys are young, ambitious, 21, 20, 20, 21,
20 and 21, bro. 20 and 21.
Like
we young in it. We young in this game, yo. And it's really just crazy just because I would say a year ago we never thought it could go this far, right? Like our imagination was never this wide, but I think as we started to get the ball rolling, things just started to happen. We started to really bounce off each other, bounce ideas off each other, and really get everything going. Like seriously.
Yeah, bro. Like this is what everybody talks about. Okay, Diddy, Jay-Z, all of that stuff, right? But it's like we can't look at Black celebrities as a beacon of hope or as a beacon of light because one, it's not relatable. Like the only thing, our skin color or whatever. Remember, they have had leveraged a personal brand in over 20 years. But this is a relatable story that anybody can look and see. Like, hey, guys, a group of guys that decided to make a pandemic into a pandemic, but not only that, but now have created enough resources to create capital for people that want to go on their own business ventures, bro. Like, how does that make you feel?
Bro, it actually warms my heart, like seriously, because it's the idea of actually being able to have a platform where we can teach people how to grow their income, teach people about money management, how to actually invest properly, and even invest at a young age, which is a very big thing when it comes to actually trying to acquire wealth over time and on generational wealth as well. It's just crazy, just because it's like this is the best time to do it, and so many generations before us never really had the opportunity or even the knowledge to even start from where we're starting and actually grow that. But it's just amazing just to see minorities especially just tapping into it, because of course this investing is never, like, it's never been a new thing. People have been investing for hundreds of years, and it's like now we're just trying to get that seat at the table and trying to actually have some influence, have some wealth within ourselves so that we can actually continue to make better things and to expand. And so it's humbling just to see how many people we're impacting, how many people are in our Discord saying that, okay, I joined 2 weeks ago and I'm already up $1,000. I'm already up $2,000. It's just crazy. Like the sky is really the limit when it comes to it, and really we're trying to take it to the moon.
Yeah, of course, the narrative taking it to the moon.
Take it to the moon.
But no, I think that's so significant and so powerful. And I just want to continue to commend you guys. I've been like a supporter since day one, even though I'm not a part of Paramount no more or whatever. And I'm always want to continue to always give a hand and always promoting y'all, always doing that, because it's not just on some, on some BS where, how people say, oh, you got to support your friends, whatever. If you really support your friends, put some capital if you can. You know what I'm saying? And not then offer at least some sort of service or share or something, like whatever creative capacity that you can offer in order to help elevate them. Because this is I don't know, it just feels so Facebooky. I've always said, bro, this is like Facebook, bro. This is like, bro,
Facebook, we're in the modern day Facebook, bro.
Bro.
Yeah, no, bro, when it comes to like that idea, bro, like the saying that your network is your net worth, it's so true, just because it's like the people that you see, like I feel like we couldn't have gone this far if it wasn't for the people around us. For people like you, bro, like you have been a inspiration to like all of us, even personally for me as well, just because like we bounce ideas off each other, and like iron sharpens iron. At the end of the day, it's like you can't do anything alone. And that's really, once you realize that the people around you are here to motivate you, they're here to help you, they're here to provide skills that you might not be good at. Like if you have something you're not good at, I'm sure you have a friend or a friend of a friend that knows exactly what to do. And it's just like the idea of just having a solid network is really a big thing when it comes to even growth in general, because one person cannot grow by themselves. It takes people to grow and into a multitude. So Yeah, we all I just love seeing people around me just do great things. People like my personal friends, even bro, what you're doing too. It's just like it's just inspiration. It just keeps the motivation going, keeps the drive going. Seriously.
Yeah, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. And so I want to actually tap into that just a little bit more
Yeah.
about the idea of surrounding yourself with good people. Like, when did you realize that was a significant factor in order for your personal development and also your professional development? Because I know like there's
Yeah.
there's this phenomenon of within the Black community, there's just and like it's not really well spoken, but or spoken a lot, but like the crabs in the bucket mentality. I mean, like, I feel
Oh
like
yeah.
each and every person has experienced it to some degree. But when did you realize, like, you know what? Nah, it's not time. It's time to kill it or whatever. Did you ever have any feelings like that? And then when was you had that switch? When was it like that? That time, like, yeah, I'm switching this off, and this is what we got to do.
Yeah, so it's yeah, that's a very deep question. Like there's no solid answer that I can give you like at the moment, but I will try just to like sum it up. So when it comes to me in my development, when it comes to actually having community, of course everything kind of starts around you're in high school, but especially in college, I started to see that just because I was a pre-med major, and I feel a lot of people in that avenue they were all really secluded. They always wanted to get ahead of another person and try to actually do the best. And they weren't, you be in class like, okay, you want to go study and you start studying, but it's like when it comes to actually trying to share notes or share information, people are like, oh no, I'm not going to do anything. Like it's you don't have that. It's like, okay, I'm not going to send it to you. But like the idea of you can't do anything alone is really hit me when I think it was really just because as I personally for me I'm really more so of an introvert. So I try to do everything by myself, and after a while there's some things that I just wanted to do. I'm like, wait, I really can't do everything alone. I can't put all these stresses there, all the stuff that I'm going through. I can't just keep it inside me. I really have to at least rely on people to actually to actually have people to talk to, have people to motivate you. Because of course you're your biggest motivation, or
Right.
you should be your biggest motivator. But at the same time, you should have other people motivating you because it's exhausting. And so
Right.
it's like coming to Baylor. It's like after you going through the little friend groups and stuff. Once you actually meet a community, especially within like the Africans at Baylor too, it's like um, I feel like we had like a really good sense of community. We had like having people share ideas, share content, share creation. It's like we're just growing together because we're all trying to reach a common goal. And it's like at that point, at that moment where it's like, okay, we're actually coming together to do something really great for the community, doing things for the people around us. It's like, yeah, we definitely need that inclusive we, because there's no I in team. There's
Right.
no there's no I in anything that's like there's I on ensemble, I guess, but like there's no I anything. You really have to be able to be together to actually grow. So
Right, right, man.
yeah,
That's so cliche. There's no I in team, and we hear it all the time growing up in elementary
there's
school,
none.
middle school, college, like
Yeah.
collaboration, working together, whatever, right? But then now it's like,
Oh,
but it's, but now like you look at it, and as we continue to navigate the real world, and especially after the pandemic, like during like the pandemic, we realize,
mm,
oh shoot, community is such a powerful and actually one of the most important things that we can ever have during our walk in the human experience, bro. Like, it's not something that you could just like, okay, yeah, like, because now everybody's talking about community this, community that, but it's like it's not a
yeah,
buzzword, it's a real movement. Like, if you know how to
yeah,
establish and create that, because bro, like, talk about the experience. Like, you've been establishing and building community. You're in a fraternity in college. Okay, then after that,
mm,
from there, you know what? You saw that, hey, you know what? People were not having fun or whatever. So you created a collective in order to bring that fun there. Like, bro, but see, the way that you
exactly,
did that though is you worked with other people. Talk to people like a reason why you
exactly.
felt like those experiences were valuable in order to help you bridge community and like and find your definition of that, what that is.
Yeah, no, no, like seriously, even like you touched on it as well. Like I will say that even yeah, I did join Phi Beta Sigma fraternity incorporated. And those are like met a lot of deep thinkers, a lot of like good brothers, and even they're still my closest friends today. Like Ike Patch, like all of them, like they're really the people I rely on, people I that inspire me, and I inspire them as well. So it's like it's that sense of community. It's really necessary for you to get ahead in life, because it's like even when it comes to family in general, it's my friends are my family. The people I have intimate relationships are my family. Like it's even going like I've read so many books when it comes to actually what this life holds, and nothing is ever achieved alone. You like Rome wasn't conquered alone. Like you have to have people working for a common goal, and it's simple as that. Like, and of course, when it comes to even going into business ventures, I know some people just do solos, but really partnerships and having board members and things like that are really the best way to go, because you are not going to be the best in everything you're trying to accomplish. You're not going to be the best media content creator, the best invest, the best this, the best that, but you know somebody who has that talent, and y'all can actually come together to make something great. It's simple as that.
Right, bro. That right. And like having the self-awareness to actually understand, hey, I'm not good at this. That doesn't mean I'm a suck. That doesn't mean I'm bad at whatever.
Bro,
But like, people lack self-awareness nowadays, bro.
oh, it takes real humility to actually look at yourself and say, okay, I may not be the best. I may not be the best at everything I do. Everything I might be good at certain things, but I will never be good at everything. I think it's simply impossible, because it takes a lot of time for you to actually be truly great at certain things. It takes years. Like even when you see like professional athletes, it took them years on years on years practicing just to get where they are. So it's like you can't say that you're going to be the best at everything you do. And once you have that self awareness and that humility to say, okay, it's okay that I'm not going to be the best at this. Okay, it's okay that I can fail, but it's really just like, okay, if I can't do it now, either I'm going to learn how to do it, or also I'm going to find someone who can teach me how to do it, or find somebody who we can collaborate and then get the thing I want done. As simple as that. And I
Mhm.
feel like a lot of people I feel like it's a lot of hubris that comes with a lot of people as well, because pride is a bitch. Like pride is
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
terrible thing. Like it's good to be prideful in yourself, but excessive pride is it's something that every person has to grapple with. Like just because no one can really no one can really tell you about yourself other than you. You know
Right.
yourself the best. So you know you have to actually look yourself in the mirror and say, okay, these are the things that are holding me back. These are the things that are actually not allowing me to be great, because I have these certain personality traits that I need to fix them. No one can fix them but you. Of course, people
Right.
can be fundamental, and they can help you along the way at you trying to fix that, but it really takes you being having that self awareness and then trying to walk the better path, trying to get um onto your the be the person you want to be, basically.
Right, right. That's such a
Yeah.
good, but like just to reiterate to the audience and just even to myself, that the fact that you have to have the self humility and then the realization and then the ability to kill your pride to realize that, hey, I'm not good, bro. Like, I'm not sure if you're willing to, like, what's a story like of you realize like I'm not good at that and I'm okay. Like, I was like, I'm
Yeah.
okay.
Mm, mm. I'm not good. So let me think real quick. So there's a lot of things I'm not good at. I will say, ooh, okay. I think I'll say when it comes to me creating
Really?
I so it's a double-edged sword, right? So um I feel like a lot of people when it comes I growing up, I was always able to draw. Like I drew all the time, right? But
Right,
a few years ago I started to get into painting.
right.
Painting is a whole different media. It's a whole different avenue and way to think about things, and ways to and it's a whole different thing, because you have to really know how to use colors in a way that actually makes things makes the whole picture come together. So when I started painting, I was when I tell you I was terrible. And
Right.
people don't really know that, because I personally, I'm really, when it comes to my work, I'm very hard on myself. So it's like I need some things to be perfect.
Right.
So I'm a bit of a perfectionist in that manner. But when I started to paint, I started and I was like, wow, this is really not going as I intended. Like it's not as easy as me taking up a pencil and drawing. Um, so it's like after a while, I was like, okay, something is really not working. Like I can't. I'm not going to be the best in this, but I can at least try to walk, try to learn. So I was really just. I used to like go on YouTube and started to actually teach myself different ways of how to blend colors together. There's different ways of how to see a set picture and then dissect every single color that's used to make that color, then to make that picture whole. So it's like
Right.
after a while, I started to get better and better and started to progress. But even now, I get a lot of praise, but I'm at the same time I feel like I'm not even near where I want to be, and then also I'm not near where where I think I can be. So it's like having that self-awareness where it's like, okay, I'm not going to be the best at this, but I can at least try, put one foot in front of the other, and then kind of start walking towards the place I want to get to. So it's something that I've found within my creative realm and aspect.
Yeah, yeah. First of all, bro, thank you for being transparent about that. Because I
Yeah.
highly disagree. I would have. I mean, I would disagree. You know.
No, no, y'all don't haven't seen the drafts, bro. Y'all haven't seen all the thrown away canvases, all the. So I tell you, it's like I'm very selective with what I post because I need things to be perfect. Because honestly, that's another thing that's kind of within me. I'm like I need to. I'm my worst critic. Like I'm very. I put a lot of pressure on myself,
Right.
but there are certain things I'm like, yeah, no, if it's not perfect, I'm not gonna release it. So it's like I have to continue to try to make it to make it work. But yeah, no,
Right.
everybody's always like saying things where I'm like, yo, if y'all only knew how long it took me to get to the
Right.
place I'm at. Yeah.
I think that's the conundrum with anybody that considers himself an artist, right? Like the idea that we like the outside world is so quick to be like, bro, like wow, you're so talented, or what could it not be able to do that? But like the internal conflict that is always that is a result of us wanting to have things in one way. And then of course, like, and then after that, from that to like, ah, oh, shoot, this didn't work out. And like it's true, bro. We are our hardest critic. Like our voice in our head is the thing that is able to
Mm.
help take it to propel us or to bring us down. But like it's just so. I mean, like I want you to go give like an insight of what it means to be a creative and an artist. Like especially you,
Mm.
somebody that's in the scientific field. Like you're
Yeah.
interacting with DNA, CRISPR, and all that stuff, and like just seeing like the intersection of what it means to be able to be both in that and how that's a reflection of your art.
Yeah, no. So it's when it comes to me blending, because I do a lot of things, and I feel like I'm in a lot of different realms and avenues. So it's like it's so weird when I tell people what exactly I do, what I'm into. So of course, just outward how I dress, people think I'm so artistic, and it's true. Like I do a lot of art. I love fashion too. But at the same time, I consider myself a bit of a nerd as well, just because I love science. I love biology and chemistry specifically. So it's like currently I'm doing a master's in biology, and so I'm like when I tell people that like, oh, wait, really, I never thought I didn't think you'd be into that just because of the way like the way you carry yourself, the way you dress and things like that. But I'm like, you can't limit yourself to being just in one space. So when it comes to even me diving into like in gene editing specifically, it's like it's it's a different form of art. I think a lot of things are art, and it's different ways of thinking about going about trying to solve a problem, and it does take some out of the box thinking because a lot of these things are so brand new when it comes to actually gene editing and
Right.
using CRISPR-Cas9 to actually like edit genes. So it's really it's in its infancy. So there's a lot of opportunities for people to expand and actually create new like variants and the uses of those things. So it does take a lot of creative out of the box thinking. I feel like a lot of people don't know that about science specifically because it's like
Right.
people have to think about these things. They have to theorize about about certain experiments and how they can actually use it to make an end product. Even when it comes to right now with the mRNA vaccines, people in the
Right.
1990s when Moderna was first making their first using mRNA and trying to use it for a vaccine, people were like, there's no way that mRNA could be used for vaccines because it's less stable than DNA, and they're like, okay, it's not. Why don't you just use DNA or DNA from other viruses to inject with people? Like and I feel like just being able to think about see things that others don't see a path that people don't see is really a big thing, especially within science. Because if it wasn't for I forgot the name of the scientist, I forgot her name, but it was like if it wasn't for people believing in themselves, believing in their creative ideas, we probably would not have the COVID vaccines that we have now. It just
Right.
takes creativity and it takes you believing in your vision, you believing in yourself to actually um, continue to work and to achieve things.
Yeah, no, that's so good because that in itself is able to prove that creativity is not just limited to the realms of what people think creativity was, right? Like for the longest,
Seriously.
I would have never thought of myself as a creative person because I know growing up in
God,
because
bro,
growing up in grade
this
school.
guy is creative, yo. Don't let him fool you. You guys insanely creative, yo.
No, I
Yeah.
appreciate that, bro. I take I receive that because I remember when I thought creativity, when I thought like what it meant to be a creative was okay. You had to draw, you had to paint, and you had to draw. See, I'm horrific at drawing. Like all I could do was the stick figures, but I made stick figures all the time, right? But I played
Yo.
video games or whatever, right? I was okay. I'm just gonna come up with stories in my head or whatever. But then it's like okay, now, for the longest time, we've always been told and we've always been segmented within the educational system that, okay, you can only do this way. You can only do it this way. Or you have to be one track minded. You have to, stay focused, be a specialist. This is how it is.
Mm.
But I'm like, I would always reflect and think back and like, this doesn't make any sense because you can not only just limit the people who are creative to just an artist because that feels like they have to have a load. And then what happens to the scientists? What happens to the mathematicians? What happens to the architects, the geologists, and how everything just moves around in the world? I think it's just so I find it as like it's a funny and as a fallacy to think that creativity can only just be limited in the arts because it doesn't exist. Like there had to
Yeah.
be like there had to be some sort of movement and some sort of way of people who are creating innovative solutions that have then created a new structure and a new way of thinking of how we interact in our daily lives. And like it wasn't until like you see as I got older and really started studying more like studying outside of school that I realized that creativity is just not limited to just this like it's just like okay to be creative
Yeah.
this
Exactly. Yeah, no, there's one quote that Kanye said. I watch a lot of interviews from Kanye because he's one of my inspirations and a person I look up to like heavily. He said that in this modern era, artists are held to the highest esteem of anything. If you
right
think even within the media, when it comes to like musicians, when it comes to people who are in orchestra, people who dancers, artists, painters and artists are held to the highest esteem of that whole category. Because when you have because like even when you have um paintings selling for billions and billions of dollars, it's like a record wouldn't sell for that much. Even a dance performance wouldn't sell for that much. But it's just because we hold so much value in in a piece of art and in that creative aspect, so that then that's what we say. Okay, being creative only is limited to this thing because it's the most expensive. Um, it's the most like rah thing that we've talked about. But creativity comes in any single aspect in any form of life. Like even if you go outside and even just look at nature, there's so much
right
creativity and there's so much beauty in just the world itself. That's really biology and really just like geology as well. Like there's so much beauty and creativity within our planet, and it's not just limited to being painting, drawing, dancing, making music. It's so much more. It's so much more than
Right.
that.
It's so much more. And of
Yeah.
course, because again, when you're saying the beauty of being in nature, like, okay, scientifically it was proven that what we knew in school, Isaac Newton, or the parable, or whatever, Isaac Newton figured out the theory of gravity and inertia while sitting under a tree, studying, thinking, theorizing, and an apple falling on
Yo,
his
the
head,
apple
right?
fell on his head. Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's so funny how they teach this and that it's ingrained, but again, that is the relationship, right, with like art, the earth, in science, and then again, of course, creating new concepts that people weren't necessarily were able to put a name on. But then, of course, we're seeing how it's like all of this stuff has been built up by people who continue to push the envelope and continue to figure out ways. And then after that, it's moving like a baton. Because I think
Yeah.
the key thing, from just my personal opinion, with the idea and the fact of creativity is, it's a shout out to Nipsey, it's a marathon. It's not like, oh, it's my idea, it's whatever, like whatever. But it's like your creativity was once influenced by somebody that was here before you, and that was somebody influenced by somebody that was there before you. And now you have an opportunity to continue to move it forward. Yeah, whether your name was attached to it or not, but now it's an opportunity to then again to just be a culture shifter. And I really think everyone is, like, in their own way,
Yeah, no, that really touches on onto the thing of influence and what you're influenced by, because creating, it evolves. Like, where you start off, you're not going to end up. Hopefully, I mean, that's stagnation. We don't want that. We want people to be dynamic and be able to actually change. Even when you see, like, at Picasso's painting, his work from when he started to when he died, it's constantly changing, and it's just crazy just to see how, and that's how it should be, just because you're every single year and every single time that you go out, you're being influenced by the world around you. Even when it comes to artists and their music, you can see, especially if our old artists who have been here for 20 plus years in the game, you see how they started off, and you see where they're at, like how their music has progressed within, using different beats, using different melodies and tones, and even the way they sing or speak. Even if you look at, like, Tyler Creator, his newest album, his whole progression within this game has been insane. Because I'm a
Same.
big Tyler Creator fan. It's like, I've been listening to him since middle school, and it's like,
Bro,
where he
Yonkers.
started off is, yeah, I'm saying, yo, it's like, where he started off is so different from where he is now, but it's that constant evolution, constant just being influenced by a lot of old R&B and old funk music, really just influenced him to make music now, in music today. So it's like, I think that's the most beautiful thing when it comes to humanity and being human in this world and being able to connect with people, just because it's like people bounce ideas off each other. Like,
Right.
when it comes to progression of our whole world, when it within any avenue, within science, finance, technology, music, we're all constantly taking old ideas and then making it new. Especially, you see that a lot in fashion as well. Like, a lot,
Right.
especially Virgil Abloh. That
I
guy
mean,
has
shout out Virgil,
been
bro.
influenced by so many creatives and so many people before him. And it's like, a lot of people say, okay, it's just, oh, he's just copying, or it's just something of that nature. But no, it's like, every when it comes to creating, it's really you going and looking at what was made before, and then taking your own spin on it. I think
Right.
Yoji Yamamoto he once said, um, copy, copy, copy until copying becomes like your form of art. So
Right.
so it's
Right.
basically to where it's like, if you want to get into something great, start see what you like, start to copy what you like, and then from a point you start to, even though you might really like it, you might be like, okay, I might want to change this about that. I want to change this about this piece, want to change that, and then as you start to change those things, it starts to become something completely different from the actual thing that you're copying. So it's like even there's so many fashion designers, especially like within like really established fashion designers. I think even like Coco Chanel, like when
Mm-hmm.
he was making like he used to like replicate old dresses from like this like random fashion house. He used to literally make the same copies of these dresses, but then he would be like, okay, wait, I actually don't like this piece. Let me actually put a different form of fabric or a different thing into that. So it's like from his copying to and then his self-realization, like, okay, I actually want to add my own influence and own spin on it. It just starts to make something different and something new, and people saw that. So that's why all these really big fashion houses are here today, because they've started off to a point where they're being influenced by the world around them, but then they're slowly changing and slowly adding their own ideas to it. So it just makes something completely different.
Right, bro. Oh man, that's a you said a lot of good stuff, bro.
bro,
Like, bro, actually, this is gonna be the clip. That's gonna be the clip for
bro.
your show, like for your episode for people. That was
Yeah,
so rich, bro. Like that was just so rich, man. But I mean, dude, this
yeah.
this oh my gosh, bro.
Bro, no, what I tell you is like, and I think that's the biggest conundrum. Like the thing that really gets me, when it comes to creating, I think a lot of people, they think that you really have to just, it should just be like natural. It's never. I don't think creating is a natural thing. I think you
No,
really have to. It's very strange because you really have to be able to like see exactly, um, you see what's been done, of course, but then you're like, okay, actually, let me see how I can add something to it. Let me see how I can
bro.
actually change it up. Even if you're not changing, even if you're copying, it's like you're still going to in any way add your own ideal, personal ideal to it. So it's creating is it's a it's a roller coaster, bro. I'm telling you, it's
Bro, you could say
yeah,
that again. It is a roller coaster,
yeah,
but I think
emotional and physical.
but I
Yeah.
think again, it is of course our dear friend Maurice. She sent me a quote, saying
Mm,
like a picture or something that she saw on Instagram. And,
yeah.
and see, and guess what? Like Instagram was like I'm just so fascinated by like the stories of how these software and these companies, like how they
Mm-hmm.
have established like freaking Kevin, like if you don't know the story of Instagram, I really highly recommend that y'all really look into it. Kevin Systrom and Mike Krieger, both computer programmers. But I mean, Kevin Systrom like didn't even like he wasn't even a programmer. Like he started like going thinking about the idea of entrepreneurship and doing things on his own at a young age, and of course took a photography class in Italy and all that stuff. And he came back and he worked at Google for a bit, like on Gmail. And even though he wasn't a hardcore programmer, he still put himself in that position to then create something like 10 years ago. Like, bro, the same, like I just look at it. I'm like, bro, Web 2.0, 10 years ago, Instagram came out. And that was the same time that Tyler
Bro,
came out. And we just
bro.
seen the evolution of what it went from there to there. And it's like, bro, like, you, it is a roller coaster, but it's something like I feel like it's the ultimate roller coaster to freedom. Because again, Marie sent me this quote that said, "Creativity, the creative adult, is the child that never died." Bro,
Yes, that is so true. That is. It's crazy. I'm gonna touch on that story that you said, because also that really just adds on to the idea that you don't have to be the best in your field. You just have to have an idea. Because like you said, he wasn't the best software engineer. He wasn't the best computer scientist, but he had an idea and he was able to actually take different areas of the world and actually put it into combine it basically. But when it comes to having being able to continue to create, and you have to be a child, like you have to have that childish mindset. Because if you look at children, and I kind of envy kids as well, because they're so free and they're so able to be their true selves without fear of reproach or without fear of like anxiety from an
right,
outside perspective. So that's why it's like that's why they're so they're so easily able to create and so easily able to just be themselves to the point where it's like it's an unadulterated, like it's just pure. So it's like when they do things, even if it doesn't start off well, they're like, okay, I'm gonna add this, I want to do this, I want to do that, and the product just shows for itself. It's like the idea of just being a child, just being able to like just like be free. I think a lot of us lose that, like, especially when as we grow up. It's like then we start to see people around us like, oh, people aren't doing the same things that I'm doing, or people aren't acting the way I'm acting. So let me kind of conform to that, or of course, even when it comes to trying to pick a job or a major right for college, it's like I really like to create, but then it's not safe to create because the world doesn't it doesn't pay as much, or the world
Right.
doesn't find it as prestige, or for me being versus being a doctor or being like creative. So it's like
Right.
you really just have to let go of those like societal implications and just be your true self, because the you have like, everybody has ideas and everybody has things that they can actually influence. So you might as well start
Right.
influencing and really just sharing those ideas.
I know, bro. Like, man, like that's the thing that motivates me. Like every day, like I want to. I like you know. I have completely disseminated the fact of what it means to be successful. Like, like it's of course like money like
Mm.
I remember I used to say, ah man, follow your passion. Money's not important. No, yeah, no. Money's very
It's-
important. Like y'all need to live. And of course, like you're not just living for you. You gotta
that is
you
funny.
gotta live
Guys
for
said
other
money.
like
Money
other
is important. Money is important, yo.
no, I'm just
That's
gonna say
facts.
straight up,
That's facts.
I think, and also I think it's very important that we say that money is important as a tool. Not it's not the end all be all. A lot of people
Cool.
kill and sacrifice their dreams for a check because it's comfortable. Is and I don't think life should be about being comfortable. It's always about elevating and challenging and motivating yourself. And so again, like I think yeah, money is important, but also I just think that like the idea of living a successful and creative life is just really just an indicator of what you want to see, like ultimately designing it the way that you want. And I've just let go of the barriers of like, bro, I don't have to do this because I don't want to. Because I'm like it doesn't fuel me, because like you can only be fueled and motivated by something external, because at the end of the day there's something internal. And I'm like, bro, I'm petrified to die without at least trying. I'm not saying everything
Mm.
has to be like, I'm working on an EP. I don't want this EP to be like a worldwide like winning Grammy or whatever, nothing like that. But it's just I
Yeah.
want to challenge myself, and I want to know, because I've had this idea for a long time, and I want to get
Mm.
over the fear, because again, the richest place ever is the graveyard. Like the scariest thing is just to think that
Yes.
I'm not gonna live
Yeah.
up to my potential. Like just to even the potential, the thought or the idea of like I just want to try. Like I just want to try and at least say, if it doesn't work out, great. But at least I know I did it and I did my best, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
no, I really resonate with what you just said. The richest place is the graveyard when it comes, because I feel like a lot of people, a lot of us, we like to take the safe route, and especially back in the day, in 100 years ago, the safe route was the best option. But now I feel like we're starting to change the narrative, especially within our generation. We're starting just to see, okay, especially when they're in 20s, it's like, let me actually bring these ideas to life, because I will be extremely mad at myself, or I won't be able to live if I have not at least tried 110% trying to make my idea a vision. Even if you try and you fail, at least you try. Like that's the biggest part, because every journey, every journey taken is a learning lesson. So it's like you really, I feel like our generation is we're really changing it up and really going for what we want to do, because even when it comes to like Paramount and most of the people are that I catch me, like um we all started biology or biochemistry,
pre-med, y'all was a
and
pre-med.
we just sectioned off into different avenues, just because it's like we might as well try and really make this idea into a reality. So it's like you really have to. You don't know where it's gonna go. You don't know how far it can go. So you might as well try. Of course, it might be hard along the way, but trying is that's the first step. Taking
Right,
like walking is the first step. Taking the first step.
man, that's amazing. That's so good. And so now, of course, I want to be mindful of your time, bro. Bro, we can talk all day. I mean, should we talk all the time?
Bro,
Whenever
we
you're on the
could
road, we
talk
can go
all
live
day,
all
yo.
day. But I mean, so now like these are
Oh,
like the last like last big questions, and just for you, like the legacy and like just more like bigger questions, man. But my first question for you is what do you feel like is the most overrated thing about entrepreneurship? Since everybody's like now it's like it's the phase, like
the most overrated. Say that when it comes to entrepreneurship, I feel like while a lot of people are becoming entrepreneurs, I feel like some people are becoming entrepreneurs for the wrong reasons. I
yeah.
feel like because we're having this really big investment culture and entrepreneurship culture, people are going into it to make money versus actually trying to um, follow a certain passion or a certain vision that they want to bring to life. So it's like this whole craze like you have to be an entrepreneur that has aspiring musician, artist, business mogul, crypto investor, like all this listing all these things, but it's like really what do you like to do and what do you want to create? So it's like my biggest advice to people is like, of course, you see people around you and they can say they're entrepreneurs, but don't don't feel the need to actually try to follow their exact path. Try to see if you want to be an entrepreneur. Try to actually see what you like to do, and then try to make a business out of it. Because if you have a passion, really, if you, I'm so serious. If you have a passion and you want to make a business out of it, you'll be so much happier versus you trying just to make a business for the money. Because
Hmm.
money can come and go, but your happiness is not something that's easily bought. It's not something that can easily be replaced. It's really something that comes within. No one can take your happiness away from you, but you can definitely money can't can do everything for you. Can't provide everything that you want. So
Oh, bro, that's so good because people don't realize that. Like people don't realize that until it's kind of like too late. Like when they got it. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And I think even a lot of my learning lessons are because I watch a lot of movies as well, but it's and I feel like when it comes to like a lot of these movies, it's they're there to tell a particular story, and they're there to actually hone in on different characters that could easily be your mother, your grandmother, your great uncle. It could be your people around you, your boss. These are real people, and it's like it starts to like dive into the progression of their life, and from there you have to take learning lessons on their character development and where they end up in that story. So and a lot of times I just see even or the people around me they're not really happy even if they're trying to get rich or they're trying to do this but they're doing it for the wrong reasons. You'll never be happy in the end. And then you started when you're 20, now you're 45 and you're thinking like, wow, I have not really lived a really filled life because I was chasing the wrong thing. Or I ran about achieving wealth the wrong way. So really, just being true to yourself and not selling out your values. That's really a big thing.
My bro. Oh man, bro. This is so good, bro. This is oh
bro,
man.
bro, we talk so much. I swear we have to
Preach it.
record every single talk, yo. Like a
Bro,
whole
honestly.
hour. Oh,
Bro, like man, that's such a good word, BC, bro. Like, man, God is speaking through you right there. Man, wow. Now of course, now we're getting older. We are moving into a phase in our life that we're entering, like we're exploring young adults and finding our own ways. As a young black
adulting
man,
101.
adulting 101, right?
Adulting
As a young
101. Yeah.
black man and somebody that wants to travel the world and everything like that, and who has traveled and who has such vision, um, what is one thing that you like to see change in the United States?
Um, in the U.S., I feel like hmm, even though there's a lot of opportunity and there's a lot of wealth that can be acquired, those opportunities and those wealths are being circumvented to specific people, right? To specific groups of people, to
Yes.
specific areas, and other people are being overlooked. So it's like um, I don't even want to say more inclusion, just because it's like the idea of inclusion. Like you can include somebody, you can hire, like let's say a company is predominantly 98% white, but then they increase the amount of minority workers by 10, 20%. But it's like what jobs are you giving to those minority workers that you're saying that you're
Right.
including them in? Or are they just your janitors or your low level interns and things like that? It has to be something more profound, because we have ideas, right? A lot of people, black, brown, Native American, Indian,
Yeah.
Asian, we all have ideas and we can do the job just as well, or not even, if not better than another person in the historically placed person. So it's like I really would like to um, see our work being valued to the point where it's like it's not even okay, they're good because this is a really good black brand. No, it's just this is a good brand, period,
Brand.
because they
Mm.
have that knowledge idea. Because even when it comes to like even like fashion too, it's like there's so many black creators and like black designers, and they're not really given the recognition they deserve. And they really push the culture so much, and it's like they're not really given that recognition until it's time for a diversity quota, and it's time for you to be like, okay, let me kind of do like a PR stunt to say, okay, now we're doing black spotlights. On Netflix, they have like they have like
Yeah,
the black story,
yeah.
and it's like there's so many different genres in this. It could be horror, love, comedy. It's all black stories. I'm like, it's not you're like what you're saying. What yeah, that tells me is like it's more important that the people in there are black versus the actual stories they're telling. You're not really harping on the actual work. You're just harping on them because they're black. You're just wanting them because you're not
Right.
wanting them because they're good. Or like I just would like our work to be valued and our work to be seen as such. Period.
Right.
Like, and it of course I think we're starting to make it in that realm, and we're starting to definitely be valued. You see a lot of people, Virgil at LV, Kanye with Gap, even Pierre Moss with
Reebok.
what's it called, Reebok.
Hmm.
Somebody
Reebok.
we're now
Hmm.
we're starting to be valued and being included. And there's a lot of brands that are Telfar Clemens, Lily. Everybody's starting to actually see the value that we hold. Now, I want to see that continue, even within the workforce, within doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs, business. I want to see everything just. I want us to grow wealth. I want us to be seen for what we have to offer versus what we are.
Right. Right. Oh man, that's so good, bro. That
Yeah.
that is so good. Um, man, y'all big people, bro. People better tap into this, bro. So
Yeah, I'll
much
tell you,
good.
tap in. I'm
Tap
only
in,
here for a
bro.
few more minutes
Tap
though.
and then my second to last question for you, bro, is what are three things that you would tell to your 18-year-old self?
Hmm. My
The
18-year-old self.
wisdom, bro.
Yeah. I would say, and I really don't have any regrets. I just
Of course.
preface this. Anything I do, I never really regret it, because I'm like, even if I come out in the end really like in a bad position, I'm like, okay, at least I learned from that. At least I was able to actually go through that experience. I got the knowledge, and then from there, I'm able to make better decisions. But looking back at my 18-year-old self, I would say don't be afraid to open up more. Don't be afraid to trust people and to actually um, to really just live freely, and to really communicate and and be around people, because I feel like um, from a young age, like I said, I was really introverted. And I really I'm a very private person, and as I've grown older, I started to realize that I can't do everything by myself. I can't live by myself. Like even when it comes to my mental health and things that I'm going through, it's like I have to be able to trust people. And it took a lot of learning along the way, a lot of meeting the right people, right, meeting people I trust to actually like divulge information to. But it's like my life would be a whole lot easier. I would have more peace of mind if I'm able to actually um, trust people at a younger age, so that now I can continue to actually grow networks and be able to actually um, be able to just be in a solid place overall. So I mean, I think that's a big thing that even I'm learning a lot of things that I put on myself but I wish I would have started earlier, where it's like I can actually at least try to trust people, because I have some nihilistic thoughts when it comes to the world and things like that. That's what makes me really introvert and really
I mean, that's an artist,
really
bro.
private.
Artist and nihilist.
Nihilist, nihilism is our artist raised. Like, bro, no, but yeah, no, like it's really it's yeah, you really just, I put a lot of pressure on myself. I think I'm learning a lot of those things, but if I was younger, I would definitely say tell myself that stuff.
Yeah, bro. Man,
Yeah.
bro, dude, there's so many clips I'm gonna take from this, bro. Like, bro, you are so transparent, bro. Like,
Yo.
no cap. Like,
I'll try to do that.
No, because this is so good. I mean, of course, I might be biased because you're my friend, bro. Like, you're my bro. Like, you're one of my great friends. But like you are so transparent. But I mean, like, in that's so good. You said that to share that, bro. Like, to really be vulnerable and share. Like, yeah, man. Like, that's so good, bro. Like, again, thank you. And now my last question for you, bro.
I will say though, it's like people like you have really made me change the way I view the world, bro. Like I feel like if the people that I met along the way, that's really changed the way I view things. So it's like, bro, even you're a source of inspiration in this regard as well. Seriously.
Thank you, bro. My last question, man, would be what do you want your legacy to be?
Legacy. I know y'all picked the Jay-Z. 444. I love that album. But legacy. When it comes to legacy, I feel like growing up, because I am a child of immigrants. My parents have already fulfilled a legacy onto me that I think I have to continue on to my kids as well, just because a lot of us, especially a lot of my friends are Nigerian, they're African as well, and a lot of them are immigrants, period, just because their parents or their parents' parents came from not so well off place, but then they came to this country just to make a life for themselves and to make a better life for their kids and their kids' kids. So for me, having a legacy would really be more so of establishing things that can't be undone. So establishing generational wealth, of course. Within the outward world, I definitely want to have some companies continue even after I'm gone. So starting companies and having them be able to actually be transferred down the line and be able to actually help people on a big scale. Because I have so many ideas that I want to start implementing, and I'm currently thinking about them as well. But it's I just want to be able to reach as many people as I can, and just to share and be as humanly possible as I can be, because this world is you have so many people, and if you're able to actually help them and better them, they will continue to better other people. So it's like your legacy is, of course, your family, but then also the people around you and the people that are around them as well. So I think that's where my legacy comes in.
Yeah, man, that's amazing, bro. Man, this was so good. This is my last segment of the show, bro. The Speak Life segment, where I just speak life over my guest. Because bro, it's us believers, bro. James 1:2-4 says, like, life and death comes from the power of the tongue, bro. And everyone deserves their flowers, because you know what, bro? It be hard out here, bro. People don't, hear good stuff about themselves, bro. So I'm gonna speak life over you, bro. Man, BC, man, I love you so much, my guy. Oh, bro, this
too, bro. Like,
bro, damn, dead ass. This was, thank you for your transparency, bro. Like just seeing your growth. Like, I remember a nigga was over there. I remember, like, when always seeing each other at freaking, like, at East Village, bro, and like, bro, like, at the Vans, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's so funny. We used to get mistaken for each other. I don't think everybody knows you. People used to stop me and say, "Oh, that's not good." People used to stop me and say, "Is that stuff?" Like, no, that makes the same, yo.
Bro, insane. But I mean, but honestly, bro, like, honestly, I take that as a compliment though, because like get to be like if there's somebody I want to be mistaken, bro, of course I want to be mistaken for BC, bro. No, like
Yeah.
I'm just an admirer of your creativity, your transparency, your honesty, your willingness to have hard conversations, your willingness to continue just to seeing your growth in your growth as a human being, as a brother of Christ, and just seeing the way that you have continued to elevate your support, your love, your friendship, man. I do not take it for granted. We don't have to talk every day. But I love the friendships where you don't have to talk to your bros every day, but whenever you link or whatever, you can start off or whatever it is. Like I feel like I value those friendships a lot because it's just like, man, this is somebody that is cheering me from afar. This is somebody, oh yeah, I'm calling in to check on you. What's going on? You good, bro? How you doing? Or man, like just to say, like, I'm so proud of you, bro. Like I have always been such a big fan of who you are, who you've been, and the way that you continue to express yourself, man. Like it is just such an amazing fascination, and just seeing how, you know what, like from each and everything, how meticulous you are, taking, of course, your science brain and then combining that with your creativity brain, and in order and your ability to continue to garner innovation. Like I know everybody says innovation so lightly, but I'm serious, bro. Like whenever you say that you're multifaceted, whatever, right? People can look at this and be like, what does it mean? But like, no, you really are, bro. And you are doing it and you're living it out every day, bro. I remember Chase Callahan. He's like, Tanaka, you know BC? I'm like, yeah, bro, I know BC. Bro, that guy is so cool.
Chase,
Shout out, shout out Chase.
Shout out to Chase.
Oh man, bro. Shout out white boy dancing on this car, bro. Legendary moment, bro.
Crazy nights. After dark, right? It's like crazy nights. Oh shit! I think I lost you there.
Okay.
No, you're back.
I was saying, man, I'm so grateful. Yeah. I'm so grateful to know you, bro. I'm so grateful to have met you and we crossed paths in life, man. And I'm so extremely proud of everything that you're doing, bro. No cap. Like this is, I mean, I've had a lot of great episodes, bro. Like I can't cap, but this has to be bar none one of my favorite episodes. So again, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule, New York living, bro, out here. You know, he's outside. But now, bro, BC, I'm inspired by you heavily. I'm inspired by you heavily, and I just want to continue to encourage you. Keep going, keep doing what you're doing, and keep being like, just, you know, bro, just keep going, just keep doing the damn thing, bro. Like never stop. Please don't stop. And I'm praying and I'm rooting for all your successes and everything, bro. Big fan.
Amen. I appreciate it, like seriously, 110%, bro. We're gonna grow together, bro. I love you. Like you're my brother for real. So thank you for having me on the show. Like, of course, we have to do it again sometime. Even when we talk, having like hour-long talks, bro. They're not recorded, but you know, it's like this is a normal thing to us. So it's like we're gonna continue to grow until we're at the top. Seriously.
Of course, man. Of course. Now, where can the people find you at and find more information about you and you know, your ventures?
Yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at my name is Bisi Otulana, Bisiotulana. Also, you can find me at, go ahead and actually follow the Paramount page, Paramount Trading Group, and also hit up my boys I Can Patch for our new business venture, Paramount Holding Group. If you have a business and you need funds, of course, come to us and we got you. So yeah, those are all my things. Of course, if you want to link up, send me a DM and I'll be happy to talk. Happy to share more wealth and more information.
Yes, sir. Yeah. All right, y'all. That is it for this episode of Campus Cuts.